once again, I just wanted to continue from where I left off a few minutes ago about the Guyana Teresa, Mrs. Lila Kissoon, the woman who bore two sons, Kim and Tony, if my memory serves me right. She was an Indian woman, and still is an Indian woman, by the way, sorry, who opened up her business place to rescue her Indian brothers and sisters and others of other race who get hurt during the uprising in Mackenzie. It was an 80-day strike created by the union that sparked that problem, backed by foreign government for their own security and welfare towards the Western power. And in this hemisphere, Chile have lost thousands of their citizens. There were many attempts in Cuba against Fidel Castro, all because of communism. Dr. Jagan did not concern and care about communism in Guyana, whether you like it or not. He would not change, he would not stop. But Mr. Burnham was not concerned what happened, providing he was sweeping to power, regardless of the innocent life that had to be lost. Indian was beaten and brutalized, raped and slaughtered like cows in Mackenzie. They were attacked during certain country area like Buxton, Agricola, MacDoon, on the west coast of Dartmouth and others. These Indians was not warriors or fighters. They were peaceful people, following a teaching of an Indian leader like themselves. And that was the democratic right, but things happen. I am not defending what happened with the Guyana blacks because I know it was Highlanders, as we call Palawala, that causes that, backed by foreign enterprise, foreign government, the United States, for example. But again, they were protecting their backyard, their own interests. The Monroe Doctrine, if you get it, you will be able to know more. It so happened Burnham ruled for 20-something years, 26 to be exact, because Degar was with him in a coalition government. And we have seen tremendous racism and corruption. You had to get a party card. Many Indian women was raped. Many men was beaten and taken advantage on all over. Indians couldn't walk with a jewel over their neck. They were robbed and taken away. Police will turn their back because they were the black brothers who were robbing them. And I am not lying. I was a kid, but I was paying close attention to these things. I want you to understand what was done was wrong in a calling of Guyana for a democratic society. So for you, the blacks who don't know what happened, you are not at fault. It is some of your parents have joined in the burning and the looting, and maybe in some case may have killed innocent people too. Not forgetting that some black neighbors fight back to save their Indian neighbors. And in some cases, Indians retaliate, and Indians stand up to represent their black neighbors. So to prove what really happened there, friends, it was a big price to pay. Some Indian, their eyes was digged out of their head under the PNC wanted power. Hamilton Green knows a lot. Mr. Carbin may have been the abstract of a Highlander up in Mackenzie, Haituni or Madhya. Now, if we cannot bring these people to trial, who's still alive, and then heal the wound, Guyana is doomed to go forward. It's an Amerindian country. I'm a mixed race. But I know a lot of wrongs happen to Indians. A lot of you blacks might say I'm a racist and I'm causing trouble. But if you had done that to my family, God wouldn't have stopped me for hunting you. But after comes the late 80s, with a young black man by the name of Walter Radney, that bridged the gap of racism and showed quality that black people of Guyana had quality when he opposed Burnham. Owini was killed, Dublin was killed, Karen D'Souza, Bonita Harris, and Diane, many more, was tortured in their own way. Rupert Rupnarayan was locked up with Radney for burning down some building, an allegation with Omawali. Many of WPA scholars and young people were black people who fought against Burnham. That was the change. That is when Guyana black take control to show that they had dignity and they were not the racists. And the country was there for a healing. But Dr. Jagan, the Indian Gandhi, as Indian call him, a traitor in my eyes. a disaster to democracy, a man who lies to get what he wants. He joined the WPA to form the PCD called People's Coalition for Democracy. And because he didn't get leadership, he back out and start call for critical support for the government, which is Burnham, that he himself was opposing. Many things happened. In Regent Street, Gimpex owned by Chetty Jagan, a lot of food and rice and sugar was stored there for striking workers. Dr. Jagan went out of the country one day, the next day the military went and seized all the food. What a political gimmicks. Now I know the supporter would not like that, but if you want to try me, bring Jagan and Burnham back. I'm still alive. But bring them two back. That is why we are suffering. Now the East Indian got the country. And I must be honest with you, it is more corrupt than India. But with the corruption, you have seen production. But yet the corruption have to stop. Because under Burnham with racism and destruction, the three-county train line disappear, the bus association disappear, and many government institutes closed down. Nationalization with the bauxite company, the sugar industry, and many other things. But for you young black people, I want to tell you the truth. Burnham lied to you. He have destroyed your future. And Dr. Jagan lied to the Indian. So he also destroyed the Indian people's future. Let's unite and hold these two parties accountable. The older heads who are there knows more. Let's elect a new party, young generation from Indian and black and other race. Black people had 28 years. Coolie people got 22. Let's find a native or a Douglas or somebody else who can bring that country forward. Not the PPP, not the PNC or APNO. So let them all stop hiding with a mask over their face, pretending that they love Guyana. They're all fooling their pocket. Now, I wear a sunshade. I wear a suit. Does that make sense to you? Does that tell you that I'm different from you? Of course not. You know, just bear with me 1 second, please. I'm finishing off this video. Give me 5 minutes. Yes. I want you to understand clearly. Guyana is a great country with the 6th race. We must not stand up for ignorance. The color of your skin can't put you nowhere. Africa don't want you, the black man, or India don't want you, the Indian. It's all about business. And today we are complaining. Let's have the development. Let's stop the drug racketeering and the killing of innocent people. Let's unite the country and hold our politicians accountable. The court must deal with the laws of the land. No ministers must have a VIP treatment. The laws of the land must be the court, the judicial system. We cannot have politicians to call the shot. We must put an end to this nonsense. Yes, I'm not saying the PPP don't have some good young men or women. We are not saying that PNC or APNO don't have some good ones. But all the old heads needs to be thrown outside and tried. And for corruption, when the country elect a good government, we shall try all those corrupt businessmen. And if so be it that they are guilty of the crime, seize all property and sell it to the lowest person in the country. Every citizen shall have a home. And all those cars that coming off those ships and park up, if the duty is not properly paid, all will be seized. Plenty people will go to jail. I know you will say kill Correia, but let it be known to you, if we don't get you, we have your children. Killing is an easy way out. Only cowards kill. And I know y'all love to do it. And plenty in the military and police will kill for position and a fancy house and a couple of $1 million. Because y'all are paid killer. And you will do it with a badge because y'all are criminals. And I have no apology for this. But law and orders must be maintained. And someday, I may dead and gone. You may kill me. But your generation shall be chained back into slavery for these crimes. Do not run away from it. Let's stop it. Let's unite Guyana. Let's make Walter Rodney a proud man for the future. Thank you for listening. Thank you.